Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
I love the name Romans Global Enterprise.
Yeah.
It sounds
Mm.
like you do a lot of different things. I mean,
Yes.
I'm reading the bio and it's like, okay, are you a filmmaker? Are you a, tech bro? Are you
Yeah, it's a
uh,
lot going on.
yeah. Yeah. So what would you say is the core mission of Romans Global Enterprise?
So it's a company that focuses on consulting, at a very high level, um, dealing with like manufacturing. That's one of our specialties. Um, but
Hmm.
separate from that, it's an umbrella. So Romans Global Enterprise, under that umbrella is Romans Global Agency, which is a marketing agency. We are based here in Accra, Ghana, and we focus on a lot of the businesses that are in the city, doing social media management, videography, photography, and that's where the film touch comes from because I have that background. And then we also have Romans Global Foundation, which is a nonprofit organization that focuses on creatives. We help people who are artists, artisans, dancers, whether you do paintings or make music, just anything that's creative. We focus on supporting those mediums. So it's a lot going on under the umbrella,
Yeah, I'll
but
say.
it's all legit.
Okay, well, talk to me about manufacturing because I don't hear a lot of wealth builders focusing on that at all. What kind of manufacturing do you do?
So right now, we manufacture in fashion. I have a luggage company in West Africa, Accra, Ghana, and we make luggage. So that's backpacks, duffel bags, purses, laptop bags. We also make bucket hats, belts, wallets. Um, it's an artesian-based company, so
That's
that's
interesting
what we
because
focus on.
one of the
Hmm.
critiques we hear a lot about the continent of Africa
Hmm.
is that there's not a lot of manufacturing that goes on there.
Yeah, that's not true. um, right now, the shirt that I'm wearing, I made it in Ghana.
It's really
Made and
nice.
manufactured in
But
Ghana.
what is that fabric?
This I'm not sure what it's called. It's like a carpet material.
Okay, it's really nice. Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought it
yeah,
looks like silk, actually raw silk or
yeah,
something.
yeah. But it's made in Ghana.
Uh-huh. Well, I think the reason people say that is because we don't drive African cars and
Yeah, yeah,
we don't drink African beer, even though you can. There
yeah.
is beer from there. You just have to find it.
We do the shea butter.
You do shea butter
Yeah.
there. So,
Hmm.
so what is it that made you decide
I'm from LA,
you're from
Lamert
born and
Park.
raised in Lamert? What?
Yeah, Lamert Park.
So,
Hmm.
what made you say I'm going to go manufacture clothes in Ghana?
Well, that wasn't the idea. The idea was we want to move out of the United States, and so the family's
You mean your
choice.
company or your
My family.
personal family?
Yeah,
Your
my
family.
personal family. Yeah,
Okay.
so we moved to Accra, Ghana, about 4.5 years ago,
The whole
and
family
yeah,
out.
majority of the family. The only people that didn't go was my mom, but majority my grandma, aunties, uncles.
That's wild. Your mom
Yeah,
didn't go, but your grandma went.
yeah, my grandma went.
That is wild. And
Yeah,
so you guys have been living in Accra for several years now.
going on 5 years now.
Wow. And
Yeah,
you like it?
I love it. It's the best thing ever.
So what do you love about it? I mean, what's different about it to you?
That was the first place I felt safe.
Really?
Yeah. So I grew up in a lot of gang culture. I've been robbed at gunpoint, whether it was walking from football practice or, just getting home, at a certain time. Um, I've been banged on many times. You know how it is.
I do.
And so there's a lot of, I got to watch my back. There's a lot of kind of paranoia that
Right.
comes with that.
Yeah. You also have
And
to deal with, yeah, everything. The
yeah, so
authorities.
exactly. And the police as well. So it's like you kind of got two things at your back, your own culture in a sense, and then the police as well. It gets to you. It wears on your mental health. And when I went to Ghana, that was the first place I didn't have to worry about somebody looking at me some type of way. I didn't have to worry about somebody pulling a gun out on me.
People are so friendly in Ghana.
Very
The one, I mean,
friendly,
I've traveled
very
to
family
a number of
oriented.
African countries. I think Ghana is the friendliest one for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. And so it changed my life. That was the first time I could take my armor off, and I didn't have to be this tough guy. I could, experience a different side of myself. And so
It's funny you say that
because
because people, I think it's changing.
Yeah, it's
but
changing.
people think that Africa's more scary than here, and you have to be, rough and tough to go there.
No, totally opposite. Totally opposite. It's way opposite.
Have you noticed? What does your grandma say?
So my grandma loved it. Unfortunately, she passed.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But she made it very clear that she wanted to be buried in Ghana, and she's
really
from here. Yeah, she's from here. She grew up in South LA as well. She helped establish a few churches. I don't know all the names of them, but
that's
this is
so
where,
dope. So your grandma, at whatever age she was, I'm obviously a senior, right?
Yeah.
Was able to make that transition, adapted to it, and loved it.
And loved it. It was
and
the
wanted
best
to be
experience of her
buried
life.
there. That's wild.
Yeah, she didn't want to come back. She never came back after she moved.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so you decide to move to Ghana. You guys must be feeling pretty smug right about now with what's happening in Washington, right? Like, we're already out.
Yeah, so Ghana is a beautiful place.
It is.
Very family oriented. The food is very healthy. You're not dealing with all the GMOs and things like that. So it's a different experience altogether. It's very community based. LA is community based too. We have a strong community here, but it's a different cultural dynamic there. Different cultural values that you experience that is just not here. I mean,
it's community based under warfare. As opposed to community-based, in peacetime.
Exactly. Ghana is so peaceful.
Yeah.
It's the most peaceful place.
But one of the things I tell people, because a lot of people right now, especially black folks, are like, I'm going to move to Africa, that you don't want to just go there. You've got to have a way to support yourself. Exactly. You don't want to be competing with the local folks for the scarce jobs and resources there. So how were you able to make that work?
So that's where Romans Global Agency comes in. So the reason why I come back and forth now is because I've established a marketing company that when it comes to career pathways, we focus on creating career pathways in Ghana. And so my focus is to support the diasporans that move from the United States over to Accra, Ghana, from ages 19 to 28. And I give them job opportunities so that they can have remote jobs that pay them a U.S. salary, and they're able to survive and think about what a real future looks like in Ghana. I saw that as a very important need to fulfill once I moved to Ghana and realized there were not too many job opportunities for myself.
Yeah.
For me, I'm such a dynamic entrepreneur that I can turn nothing into something. And so I was able to establish a manufacturing company, a juice business and things like that. But not everybody has that ambition and that skill set to just go and start something like that.
Yeah, especially in Africa, because it's a different system.
Dynamic, it's a different language.
It's not what you're used to, let me put it that way. It's not going to be what you're used to.
Exactly. So Romans Global Agency gives a lot of job opportunities to the youth there. And then Romans Global Foundation supports a lot of the artisans and the artists that are there as well, whether they're local from Ghana or they moved and are living to Ghana.
So your business model is feed yourself by feeding those folks.
I guess you can say that. Yeah. That's one way of looking at it.
It's really smart, because then you become not just you're never going to be seen as a parasite. You're always going to be seen as a resource.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, smart.
Yeah.
We're talking with the founder of Romans Global Enterprise, and we're going to continue this conversation if you got a few minutes to hang out with me.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, Roman Combs is with me in the studio. It's a Wealth Building Wednesday on KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
They can do anything they want to us. We might not be back. I might be in jail. I might be anywhere. But when I leave, you can remember I said with the last words on my lips, now I am a revolutionary.
On Saturday, February 22nd, you are invited to A Night with the Panthers, a special fundraiser dedicated to supporting Black Panther veterans who now require assistance with essential needs such as medicine, food, and housing. These Black Panther veterans championed human rights, fed the hungry, educated the community, and stood as powerful symbols of resistance and resilience. Despite their incredible sacrifices, loving and serving the people did not come with retirement plans or financial security. So, Now it's our time to honor their legacy and ensure that they are cared for with the dignity they deserve. You can help by attending and supporting A Night with the Panthers, Saturday, February 22nd, 6:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Project 43 Team Post Center, 6841 Crenshaw Boulevard, Los Angeles. For more information, contact Black Panther Party Breakfast at gmail.com or call 707-554-2784. That's Black Panther Party Breakfast at gmail.com or call 707-554-2784. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up Oscar!
Taxes was taxing. Now taxes is relaxing when you file for free.
I can file for free? TurboTax Free Edition. Roughly 37% of filers qualify. Simple Form 1040 returns only. See if you qualify at turbotax.com/free. I can file for free.
Now this is taxes. File for free with TurboTax Free Edition and get your maximum refund. No schedules except for earned income tax credit, child tax credit, and student loan interest. See if you qualify at turbotax.com/free.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DiPrima on First Things First.
Roman Combs is my guest, and if I read the whole bio, he won't get to talk, but he's the founder of Roman's Global Enterprise. And if I'm not mistaken, you have a manufacturing arm that does the luggage, the clothing, bags, and all different kinds of things. You have an agency which helps artists and artisans, meaning the crafts people, to
That's the nonprofit part.
That's a nonprofit. Okay.
Yeah.
That helps them get the word out about their work, or
we just help their company grow in whichever way possible.
Then you have an agency, a marketing
agency,
agency. That's a for-profit thing where you
it's
do
for-profit.
social media management and that
Website
kind of
design,
stuff.
all
Web
that.
design too.
Yeah.
Okay. And along these lines, we can find any of those services where, like, if we're like, oh, I want to support this young brother in his quest here.
So a lot of my marketing comes from social media. So you can find me on Instagram at Tarzan of LA.
Tarzan of LA. That's
yeah.
easy.
And then all of my companies have websites. So romansglobalagency.com. That's our website where you can find our social media marketing and our website design services and things like that. Our customers have been LA Sentinel, Destination Crenshaw, a few companies in Leimert Park. And then our nonprofit is romansglobalfoundation.org. That's where you can go and you can see all of the work that we do, all of the community impact that we do. You can go and, either engage in our events that we have coming up, or, support or collaborate, partner. And then, so we also are a very strong bridge to South LA and Accra, Ghana. So we do a lot of, collaborating between the two continents.
It's funny because a lot of the folks that I know that have traveled with me to Africa, they're professionals, they're teachers, and some are older. So they're looking at retirement, and you retire to Ghana or wherever you retire to. You can sell your house, stack your change, figure out how to use your pension.
That's pretty big there.
But I love that you're kind of all the way at the other end of the spectrum as a younger person, helping younger people to go there and establish careers without thinking, because I think one of the biggest mistakes folks are making is they think they can just move there and get a job like you would if you moved to Kentucky. But there's not going to be a Best Buy. There's not going to be a, whatever global agency. So if you don't come with your own money, you have to come with your own entrepreneurial plan.
Yes.
And it sounds like how did you get the skills to do all that?
A lot of experience. I've started many companies, failed. I've been to different educational pathways. I've been to several different colleges.
You might be Ghanaian, Because one thing I've noticed about Ghana is that people are so entrepreneurial there, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's got a hustle.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a store. Everybody got a side hustle.
Yes. Very
It's
true.
like, if you needed any proof that Black people are entrepreneurs, just go hang out in Ghana for a while, right?
Yeah, it's very real there. It's very real.
So you might, I don't know, have you done your DNA?
I haven't done it yet.
I haven't either, but I bet you there's some Ghana in there. you got to hustle to the side hustle, just like the Ghanaian folks do. So you just basically you took whatever you learned in college, whatever you learned from trial and error in business.
Entrepreneur. Yeah, I've been an entrepreneur since 4 years old. It's a long story, but just to give you like an overview of the impact, the money that I saved up in my adolescence was what we used to make our down payment on our first apartment in Leimert Park off of Stocker.
Wow. You single-handedly as a little kid.
Yes.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
It was something my grandma instilled in me. I always wanted to be a millionaire. And she said, if you want to be a millionaire, save money. And so through my life of going to church, going to school, getting good grades, all the money that I would collect, I would give it to her. She would put it in her jewelry box in like a special place. And I think I did that for maybe
So it was the bank
months.
of grandma?
It was the bank of grandma. The bank of grandma. I love
that's
that.
wild.
But that was just a testament to my entrepreneurial skills that were getting cultivated. And fast forward, I went to Dorsey High School. Dorsey High School, my 10th grade year, I made $60,000 selling chips and candy.
Oh my gosh! I was talking to the founder of Avante Products, and what is it about Dorsey High School and y'all just having hustle? What is that?
Yeah, I don't know. It's something special about Dorsey High School. But Dorsey High School, I made a ton of money, and that was where I also was able to just cultivate a business mindset. I hired my friends who were football players to help me sell chips and candy on the campus. They would go to different parts of the campus during lunch and nutrition. And, I just, after high school, I took that to a different level, and just kept that energy going. And here I am, fast forward, and I'm giving jobs to, people in West Africa and also here in LA. So it's been a long journey, a long time coming.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, congratulations. That's amazing. And do we want to say grandma's name?
Rebecca Price.
Rebecca Price.
Yeah, and I know somebody listening knows exactly who she is.
Yeah, because it sounds like, I'm sure your whole family, has the spirit, but it sounds like Miss Rebecca Price is really responsible for planting the seeds of entrepreneurship.
Yes.
For you. Do you see a future? It seems like maybe it's an obvious question because you're making the moves, but do you see a future for more Black Americans on the motherland, or is it like you're the exception?
Yeah, I do see a future. It's not for everybody right now, but for what we experience here as a people, it's a better experience there. Like I said, it's healthier mentally and physically, and so I'm doing what I can to invest and create that bridge so that when the time comes, the future is very promising for people to move over, especially young people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I like that you say it's not for everybody, because there are some things that, that take some getting used to, right? It's not as convenient. Everything is not, we're convenience junkies. I know I am.
Yes.
DoorDash and this corner store and that corner store. It's going to take some getting used to.
Yeah, it's a lot of adapting.
Yeah, but it sounds like it wasn't that hard for you.
Yeah, it's a give and take. It's not perfect there.
Right.
But when you get there, you realize what the trade-offs are, and, you figure out a way to live with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you get rid of a lot of stress, and
lot of stress.
And you have to get really big on DIY, do it yourself. You're not going to.
Yeah. And you have to get big on who to work with.
Yeah.
But I live my best life when I'm in Ghana.
How do we, if we want to buy them, I'm on your Instagram and I see a lot of cool pictures, but how do I buy a bag or luggage or that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so my luggage company is Havenmade Global. Haven means a safe space. and you can find us online, havenmadeglobal.com, where we have our African Kente backpacks. We focus on creating products that are very long-standing and just made with a lot of quality. So every bag we have, is handmade and is made with a lot of quality. You won't find any bag like that in West Africa. I can guarantee you that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we put a lot of focus in the quality of the bags.
So, what do you want folks to know? How can we support the work that you're doing, and or be or be customers?
So, my most recent project, conducted by my nonprofit, is an art exhibition, and it's for the community. It's free for the community. That's ongoing for Black History Month, where we're celebrating the change makers who are still alive, and just giving them their flowers in the most beautiful way. That exhibition, we have a grand opening on February 21st. It's a company called Range Project Gallery, where we'll have our grand opening 4 p.m. You can find the event details on our website at Romans Global Foundation. That's our most ongoing event. And then separate from that, we provide the community services when it comes to social media management, videography, photography, web design. And you can find us at romansglobalagency.com online. And then if you just want to stay abreast with all the many things that I have going on, you just have to check me out on social media. That's where I post everything.
That's where you hang out.
Yeah.
Well, look, I mean, this art show, it's opening the 21st. It's on Slauson. This is
it's on Slauson.
Yeah, Range Project Gallery. So they can go to the website and they can come.
They can
I mean,
RSVP.
so I'm asking, how do we? Oh, they need to RSVP.
Yeah, you can RSVP.
But I'm asking, how can we support you? And you're like, come to my free event.
Yeah. Well, these paintings we eventually want to donate to the honorees. But we need help to raise funds to do that.
To pay the artist,
to
so
pay
that
the
we can
artist,
buy the
to
paintings.
pay for the spaces that we're activating. So
because I saw you showed me on your socials a beautiful picture of Sika.
Yeah. We have
Painting.
Sika, we have Nipsey Hussle, we did Kendrick Lamar, we did DJ Mustard, and a few other local community leaders that the world doesn't really know about, but have made such an impact on the community. So that's how I can, be supported, is helping to raise money for these paintings and being able to donate them to the honorees. Yeah.
Well, it's been a pleasure talking with you, Roman Combs.
Thank you for
do you
having
see yourself ever coming back? Are you Ghana for life now?
Yeah. This is 5 years of going back and forth. I would go to Ghana for 4 to 6 months and come back here for 4 to 6 months, and I'm kind of building in both places. So
okay.
Yeah, I'll be back.
So you'll be a global citizen for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, dual citizen for sure.
Do you think you'll be? Are you getting citizenship in Ghana?
Yeah, I'm dual citizen.
Oh, you already have it?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that was fast.
Yeah. The president recently gave, I believe, about 530.
I saw that ceremony. In fact, a friend of mine was part of that ceremony.
Yeah, I was right. If you ever see videos, I'm right there in front where the president is standing.
Okay,
sitting.
well, congratulations on that. You get to keep your U.S. citizenship and you have your Ghanaian citizenship,
yes.
as you should. Congratulations to you. You think you'll be like grandma and make Ghana your final resting place?
I think so. Ghana is definitely that impactful. It's been very life-changing, so it's not out of the question.
Well, me and Miles will be there in June, so maybe we'll holler.
Yeah, I'll support you. Let me know what you need.
We're bringing a whole delegation from South LA, mostly South LA, a couple from Texas, that will be coming to visit.
Okay, I have a lot of connections. I would love to host you guys.
Oh, yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
See that? We're networking right now.
Yeah.
That's what we do around here. It's so nice to meet you. romansglobalagency.com, Romans Global Foundation.
RomansGlobalFoundation.org. And then you can find me on Instagram, Tarzan of LA.
Pleasure meeting you. It's a perfect time to call me. Got news, traffic, and sports, and more. Only right here.
The station you turn to when you've had it up to here with cultural incompetence. KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 things you should know with BIN News. An Illinois County Board approved a $10 million settlement for the family of Sonia Massey, who was shot and killed by a deputy last July. The deputy, Sean Grayson, is charged with first-degree murder. New York City Mayor Eric Adams urged moving on after the DOJ dismissed his corruption case. He denied wrongdoing and pledged to regain trust. Adams was set for a trial in April, with critics alleging he saw favor with the Trump administration. Detroit, Michigan Mayor Mike Duggan is reviewing homeless services after a mother, Tatiana Williams, called for help multiple times before 2 of her children died this week. A new policy now sends an outreach worker if minors are involved. And Italian researchers suggest petting your dog before leaving home to reduce anxiety for both you and your pet. Just 5 minutes of petting can lower cortisol and boost oxytocin, benefiting both dog and owner. I'm Bree Wood on the Black Information Network, your home for Black News First.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Lakers and Clippers are back in action tonight. The Lakers are in Utah with a 6-game winning streak. The Clippers are at home against Memphis at the Intuit Dome in Inglewood. The Lakers and Clippers made roster moves that could have a significant impact on their season. The Lakers signed center Alex Len, a 12-year veteran, to back up Jackson Hayes. Len has been with 5 teams. Replacing the production of Anthony Davis is going to be a challenge for the Lakers. The Clippers signed 6'9" point guard Ben Simmons. Simmons was the overall #1 pick in the 2016 NBA draft, but he's been a major disappointment the past 3 years. The Clippers are gambling that Simmons will turn his career around here in LA. The Dodgers open their spring training camp today in Phoenix. The Dodgers are trying to become the first team to win back-to-back World Series championships since the Yankees did it in 2000. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
February is Black History Month, a time to celebrate the achievements and resilience of Black communities. But it's important to address health disparities in diseases like asthma. In the U.S., Black Americans are approximately 5 times more likely than white Americans to be hospitalized for asthma. But there's hope. Managing your asthma is possible with regular checkups, using prescribed medications correctly, avoiding asthma triggers, and creating an action plan with your healthcare professional. Take control. Your health is your power. To learn more about asthma, visit luma-edu.com. This message is brought to you by Amgen and AstraZeneca.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
What you want to do, huh?
KBLA Talk 1580 is thrilled to share that we have been named as a semi-finalist for the coveted American Climate Leadership Awards, honoring our climate work last year. We're also delighted to announce year 2 of our Climate Justice Crusade. This year's $2 million 12-month campaign will link and combat the relationship between climate change and poor health outcomes for African Americans and the poor. Climate inequities have taken a toll with multiple health triggers in the Black community, such as extreme heat and poor air quality, made worse by the recent wildfires. Our work to ensure climate justice and climate equity continues. In the coming weeks and months, you'll be hearing a lot more about our 2025 climate campaign. To learn more about our plans for this year and the companies and organizations supporting us, log on to our website at kbla1580.com. Caring about the climate, caring about the community, changing the conversation. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black. It's KBLA Talk 1580's third annual Black History Month luncheon, and you're invited. This is year 2 of our climate justice work, and this year's $2 million 12-month campaign is all about linking and combating the relationship between climate and black health. We already know that these wildfires will leave in their wake even greater inequities, including negative impacts on black health, given the toxic air pollutants circulating in the air we breathe. So, as part of this year's climate campaign, we're honoring black doctors and leaders in healthcare at our annual Black History Month luncheon, Friday, February 28th at noon. If you would like to join us, just go to our KBLA 1580 website and register for your chance to be our guest at the luncheon. We'd love to see you. And in case you haven't heard the news, KBLA Talk 1580 was just named one of the semifinalists for the American Climate Leadership Awards 2025. Caring about the climate, caring about the community, changing the conversation. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we don't black down. This is KBLA Talk 1580, where hate meets a scholarly match.
Oh, okay, so it's the perfect time to call me at 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. Love that story, an inspiring young brother doing great things globally, and I'm really determined. I hear you guys in the chat talking about all the moves that the administration is making, and I'm doing my best to track them. But I'm really determined not to make my whole life breathlessly tracking every 12 kinds of crazy, illegal, disgusting move that the new Confederate MAGAs are making in Washington. Some of it's legal. Most of it is not legal. All of it is outlandish. And we can talk about it. You can call me. If it's on your mind, call me, 800-920-1580. But I'm determined to talk about what we're doing, what we're building, what's happening in other places in the world, what's happening in Leimert Park, Buffalo, New York, and all parts in between. Because I think it's important to stay mobilized, motivated, encouraged, inspired. And yeah, sometimes you got to crash out, or you got to fade to black, or you got to take a moment or two, cry, go get a massage, make yourself some comfort food, or buy yourself some comfort food, draw a picture, go see a shrink, have some fellowship with friends. All that is good. I'm encouraging and welcoming all of that. But I feel like me and you, in the middle of rebounding from this election, if you're on the West Coast, these fires, if you're, other places in the country, these storms. We got a big storm, I think, coming tomorrow, the next day here. It's really, actually, I think the brunt of it is tomorrow. It's really important that we don't become hypnotized by the shock and awe of this takeover. I mean, I think it is an overthrowing of the American democracy, and we can fight it, but we can also, we can talk and think about many things at once. We're very talented. That said, it's clear that the current administration is not planning to follow the law in any way. The Dow dropped 400 points this morning as inflation is heating up. Surprise! The Orange Menace got in the White House and prices didn't automatically go down. And what's more, he's no longer talking about that. I saw one interview where he said, well, once prices go up, it's hard to get them back down. Of course, that's not what he was saying on the campaign trail. And annual inflation now at 3%. It's a lot higher than what economists thought. And so, boom, Dow Jones down. Don't claim to be a stock market expert. I don't gamble. I don't gamble on sports. I don't gamble on stocks. Not saying if you want to gift me some stock. I wouldn't love to have it. However, I don't claim to be an expert, but what I do know is I do know about managing a household and navigating this environment, and to the best of my ability. So, and you know it too, because whether you own stocks or not, which most Americans don't, you know that food prices are way up and that we have not seen any drop. Everyone's complaining about eggs. You've got an option. Don't eat any eggs. That's mean. I know a lot of us like eggs. I do. But, the bird flu thing, I mean, maybe we should all be vegan for a little while. Or not. I think I saw this article about Grimes, Elon Musk's ex, his baby mama, who also happens to be a rock star. Imagine how horrifying it is to see your baby paraded around in the White House and at Mar-a-Lago. That's got to be creepy. She's got 3 kids with Elon Musk, 3 out of his 12. And she said yesterday he should not be in public like this. I did not see this. Thank you for alerting me after someone pointed out that some people say he's using their little son, X, as a human shield. I don't know what it is, maybe. But I think if I saw my child's father parading my child around a bunch of volatile billionaires while high on ketamine, I would be pretty concerned as well. And I'm not just making that up. Remember, Don Lemon interviewed Elon Musk when he was going to have that show on X, which Musk later canceled. And Musk said in that interview that he uses ketamine to deal with his depression and his manic tendencies. Thing about it, again, I don't claim to be a drug expert, but the DEA says it's a dissociative anesthetic that has hallucinogenic effects, distorts perception of sight and sound, and makes the user feel disconnected, not in control. That's reassuring. Got a guy inside the Treasury computers, a guy, and the New York Times has done a great chart showing how each of these moves to shut down the Consumer Protection Bureau, to basically immobilize the Labor Department, how these moves have benefited Elon Musk because he was under investigation from various departments, including the Department of Labor and the the Department of Justice for racism, etc., at his companies, and how each one of these departments that he's defunding, disrupting, destroying, they're actually directly benefiting him. So it's very interesting. Even the Consumer Financial Protection Agency, which they have for all intents and purposes closed down, it's no coincidence, most observers say, I seem to think, that at the very time that Mr. Musk is planning to turn X into like a financial transaction hub, a la PayPal, a la Zelle, a la, all of these apps, Cash App, he's planning to do that with X. Right at this moment is when they decide to take away the agency that stops them from charging you exorbitant fees, and has actually poured billions of dollars into the hands of consumers. They've limited how much banks could charge you for overdraft fees. They have outlawed certain kinds of charges and practices that were really common that banks like Wells Fargo got in trouble for. And who benefits from that? The big banks. And, the MAGA New Confederate administration is saying, well, this is not a Wall Street regulator. This is a Main Street regulator. You would think that would be a good thing. But people are so infatuated with this guy, or maybe it is the fact, maybe he really did, sign a deal with the devil. Who knows? Whatever it is, he can tell you, I just made a move that's going to cost you, the little man and woman, hundreds of dollars, possibly thousands of dollars every year in bank fees, what they call junk fees. Remember Kamala Harris and Joe Biden taking those on? This is an agency that was stood up by Senator Elizabeth Warren, and which has delivered. And the crazy thing is, a lot of the money, millions of dollars that has been saved for average everyday people like you and I who don't have $1 billion in the bank, has gone to red states. But yet they can shut it down and somehow convince people that this is in their best interests. It's just stunning. It really is. But this is what's happening. And there is a direct profit line to Mr. Musk in almost every case. In this case, X will be able to charge you whatever hidden fees and interest levels that they want to. These predatory lenders, the Chuck E. Cheese check cashing and all that stuff, those exorbitant fees, the title loans on cars, the loans to people who could never pay it back at hundreds of percentage points in interest. These are the things that were being shut down by the CF Bureau, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, and that is going poof. Who gonna check me, boo? 800-920-1580. That's the number to call if you want to say something about something. That's what we're here for. The mic is open. I'm Dominique DiPrima for Unapologetically Progressive, KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward. We've got a lot to talk about.
Hi, I'm Ray Richardson, your sports connection here at KBLA Talk 1580. Join me and my co-host Neil Scarborough every Saturday night at 7 for Out of Bounds, the show that brings some flavor to the world of sports for 60 minutes. We take you beyond the scores and press conferences. We give you our point of view, the way black folks see what's going down. You can join the conversation and give us your analysis at 1-800-920-1580. Out of Bounds every Saturday night at 7 on KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
You like the style, though.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to self-care and community well-being. Walk Good LA was formed in June 2020, inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and the beginning stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. What began as a few minutes of breath work and yoga meditation before protests against police brutality turned into a safe space for the community to heal in hard times. The immensely positive response from the community transformed the momentum into a movement. Today, Walk Good LA is a black and brown-led community wellness organization based in Los Angeles. They provide spaces for healing through community yoga classes, guided meditations, hikes, run clubs, and other activations throughout Los Angeles that attract hundreds of members weekly. With the help of Propel and Michael B. Jordan, they now have a yoga and wellness studio in Los Angeles called the Walk Good Yard. To join their mailing list and connect with healing spaces, please visit walkgoodla.org. That's walkgoodla.org. Or find them on Instagram at walkgoodla. This is a community call to action, a community call to healing from KBLA Talk 1580.
Are you a recent college graduate with a dream of getting a high-paying job in sales? A job where you can grow a lucrative career in multi-platform audio, digital, podcast, social media, and local events, along with world-class training and career growth opportunities. KBLA Talk 1580, located in historic Leimert Park, is currently hiring entry-level account executives for outside sales. Join a team featuring radio hosts Tavis Smiley, Dr. Cornell West, Jesse Jackson Jr., D.L. Hughley, Dr. Nee Cordelai Corte, Zoe Williams, and our very own Dominique DiPrima. For more information on attending our upcoming career fair, contact SMB at KBLA1580.com today.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Individual results may vary. Consult a doctor prior to use.
If you've struggled to lose weight in the past, this important message is for you because you could lose as much as 50 pounds or more with Zelfie. Zelfie makes it easy and affordable to get weight loss treatment 100% online. Zelfie providers can prescribe FDA-approved GLP-1 weight loss medications clinically shown to help people lose weight like Wegovy, Zepbound, and others. Plus, help get the medication covered by insurance so it's as little as $0 a month.
The doctors are super helpful, and the meds have been a game changer. It's the first program I've had success with.
Before Zelfie, I was unable to lose weight, even though I was eating healthy and exercising 6 days a week. Zelfie helped me not only lose weight, but I feel so much better.
Text GOAL to 200-300 to get started today with Zelfie and see if weight loss medications like Wegovy or Zepbound are right for you. Don't wait. Text now for a link to your exclusive offer. Text GOAL to 200-300. That's GOAL to 200-300. GOAL to 200-300.
KBLA Talk 1580 stands with you neighbor to neighbor, bringing you resources and what you need to know. For up-to-the-minute info on distribution hubs, help, and volunteer opportunities in the Altadena area, please visit Neighborhood Servants or Pasadena Community Coalition on Instagram. The Wild Seed Collective is offering free grant workshops to businesses impacted by the LA wildfires. Find them at wildseedcollective.com. Fuller's Psychological and Family Services is offering 12 free therapy sessions to people impacted by the fires who are unable to access care. Contact Executive Director Dr. Ted Koss at tedkoss@fuller.edu. Grief and Hope, the LA Art World Mutual Aid Relief administered by The Brick, is offering help to artists impacted by the blazes. Info is available at the/brick.org. On Instagram, Mutual Aid LAN is updating a Google Sheet in real time with locations, verified GoFundMe sites, and current resources. If you haven't done so yet, it's still a good idea to sign up for Notify LA on your phone for fire alerts and updates. Praying, advocating, and standing with you. KBLA Talk 1580.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we do more than just talk.
You got a big mouth. Hello, Joe. You're up. Welcome.
We're unapologetically progressive, and we don't black down.
If you think about it, having what the side effects of Ozempic, the side effects of ketamine. So having Ozempic Don and the ketamine kid, like just writing executive orders is kind of the perfect venue for them, because an executive order is just something you can just make up. You don't have to do any work. You're just ordering it. You don't have to follow the rules. You don't have to find out if it's legal. And if you're willing to defy the courts and defy Congress and usurp the power of the purse, then you can actually rule almost like a king. The president signed an executive order today that forces the federal agencies to work with the so-called DOGE agency, which is Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, and so that they can cut their own workforces and to stop future hiring. The president says that he supports what he calls large-scale cuts to the workforce, and it gives the agency the extra, the shadow government, whatever you want to call it, DOGE, it gives them even more power to find what they call government efficiencies, aka anything that would stop him and Trump from extreme, predatory, unfettered capitalism. The thing is, it seems like these folks don't even, or maybe they don't care, but these agencies do things that their constituents depend on, and that they actually even depend on. It's insane to me. But this is what's happening. Just the facts, folks. The defense secretary told the NATO allies today that the U.S. troops are not going to do peacekeeping in Ukraine, and they will not guarantee Ukraine's security once the war is over. And keep in mind, this Fox News guy is now the defense secretary, Fox News guy. And so, I mean, how do you negotiate peace or any kind of deal with Russia? How do you negotiate any kind of peace treaty with Israel when you've already told them we're going to give you the whole store? Trump already said we're going to take over Gaza and kick all the Palestinians out. So what incentive does Israel have to even do a peace treaty? It's a more egregious plan than even Netanyahu thought he could get away with. What incentive does Russia have to stay out of Ukraine and the rest of Europe when Hegseth is telling them we ain't going to be helping them to keep you out? Once the war is over, they're on their own. What kind of diplomacy is that? Trump is now threatening judges that try to do their job and find out what's constitutional and what's not constitutional. That the DOJ agency is doing, saying he's going to quote unquote take a look at them. Bwah, ha 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 ha. All supervillain all the time. Paul from LA, you have the mic. Hi, Paul.
Hey, Dominique. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How all things considered, how are you?
I'm blessed. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak this morning. I just wanted to just clarify some things that we're here today because this is what they've chosen. We have to remember all they ever ran on in the Southern strategy is the race card, division. But we've known since the 60s and 70s, the biggest portion of people that have come here that have been quote unquote immigrants are from white Europeans that have overstayed their visas. But the signal that they use is looking down below, black and brown people are coming to take from you. And think about it overall, people. This country is the only place on earth where poor people shun labor unions, free health care, and free education because rich people tell them to do it. So let's be realistic about this. 60% of the electorate is non-educated white people. And when they went to that voting booth, they said, no, we don't care about policies. We're going to vote for the white, rich male patriarchy. And that's why we're here.
Well, I mean, that's well said. There's levels and layers to this. But if you see the way that everything is being laid out internationally, it aligns with what's happening nationally. We don't want DEI. We don't want you included. We don't even want you included in your own country. We're going to criticize Kendrick for having too many black people in a blackety-black art form, in a blackety-black sport on Black History Month, right? But we're going to try to kick Africans out, but white South Africans are welcome in. I mean, it tracks. It tracks to a delusionary white supremacist agenda.
Yes, and this is why we're essentially here, is they voted for it. So remember, they're okay when it happens to a certain group of people, right? Do people understand majority of these people that they have basically are weaponizing against, that have come here and they're asylum seekers? A lot of these people are not only black, they have indigenous blood in them. And I would implore people to understand that these are taxpayers that don't even file taxes majority of the time. So they're paying essentially into a system that pretends that it doesn't matter. So when people say, well, how did we get here? The election was never about the price of eggs, the price of living conditions. It's basically about white supremacy. And I've seen numbers as low as 6%, numbers as high as 16% of white people in this world. But that patriarchy and that privilege is what they go in the booth and vote every time, regardless of the color of the skin of their grandchildren.
Yeah, Well, there you have it. And that's just yet another reason why I was concerned about birthright citizenship. Y'all think it can't touch you, but it's touching all of us right now. Paul, it's always great to talk with you. Looking forward to the conversation with Sam Lewis of the Anti-Recidivism Coalition. That's next after News, Traffic, and Sports on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. An Illinois County Board approved a $10 million settlement for the family of Sonia Massey, who was shot and killed by a deputy last July. The deputy, Sean Grayson, is charged with first-degree murder. New York City Mayor Eric Adams urged moving on after the DOJ dismissed his corruption case. He denied wrongdoing and pledged to regain trust. Adams was set for a trial in April, with critics alleging he saw favor with the Trump administration. Detroit, Michigan Mayor Mike Duggan is reviewing homeless services after a mother, Tatiana Williams, called for help multiple times before 2 of her children died this week. A new policy now sends an outreach worker if minors are involved. And Italian researchers suggest petting your dog before leaving home to reduce anxiety for both you and your pet. Just 5 minutes of petting can lower cortisol and boost oxytocin, benefiting both dog and owner. I'm Bree Wood on the Black Information Network, your home for Black News First.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Lakers and Clippers are back in action tonight. The Lakers are in Utah with a 6-game winning streak. The Clippers are at home against Memphis at the Intuit Dome in Inglewood. The Lakers and Clippers made roster moves that could have a significant impact on their season. The Lakers signed center Alex Len, a 12-year veteran, to back up Jackson Hayes. Len has been with 5 teams. Replacing the production of Anthony Davis is going to be a challenge for the Lakers. The Clippers signed 6'9" point guard Ben Simmons. Simmons was the overall #1 pick in the 2016 NBA draft, but he's been a major disappointment the past 3 years. The Clippers are gambling that Simmons will turn his career around here in LA. The Dodgers open their spring training camp today in Phoenix. The Dodgers are trying to become the first team to win back-to-back World Series championships since the Yankees did it in 2000. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
I have a dream today.
From slavery and segregation to the Great Migration to our present day rising, the Black experience in America is a story of resilience, achievement, and unstoppable spirit. This February, we're curating amazing conversations celebrating the heroes, the pioneers, and the everyday people who made history. Black History Month on KBLA Talk 1580. Together, we carry the torch forward.
KBLA Talk 1580 stands with you, neighbor to neighbor, bringing you resources and what you need to know. For information on fire recovery resources, recovery hubs, and available services, call 211 for the City of Los Angeles and 311 county-wide. Aid distribution locations, repopulation updates, and safety rules are constantly changing. Visit the LA City and LA County websites for the latest. If you'd like to sign up for the county's free debris removal, fill out a right of entry form, or get a list of disaster recovery centers that are still active, please visit recovery.lacounty.gov or call the debris hotline at 844-347-3332. If you're vulnerable to mudslides with rain in the forecast, free sandbags are being offered. Go to lacounty.pw/sandbags to find out where to get them. Businesses who have lost their facilities due to the fires can use a regional online source to get free or discounted locations. Whether you're interested in donating or finding space, you can visit the business-to-business Space Share portal at spaceshare.lacounty.gov. Additional LA County small business support and programs can be found at opportunity.lacounty.gov. Praying, advocating, and standing with you. KBLA Talk 1580.
Shall not fear no man but God. Though I walk through the valley of death. Wash it down before I wake. Please, God, walk. Grab it and take me to heaven. Back in elementary, thrived on misery. Left me alone, I grew up amongst a dying breed. Inside my mind, be the first to blast. Remember Cato, no longer with the seat, the seats. Call on the sirens, seen them murdered in